targeted day laborers outside Home Depot, and at least one was hurt as they tried to get away from ICE. Another military helicopter spotted.
Go after the bad guys. Go after the gangbangers. Go after the killers. These guys are just...
Bad Bunny, one of the biggest artists on the planet right now, just got announced as the headliner for the upcoming Super Bowl halftime show, and the internet exploded instantly. The move set off massive debates, similar to when Kendrick Lamar shook things up last year with his performance that mixed music, politics, and raw emotion. But this time, the energy feels different, way more personal. Bad Bunny, the 31-year-old Puerto Rican megastar, isn't just another chart topper. He's been dominating global stages, breaking streaming records, and packing out stadiums from Miami to Madrid. He's right up there with Drake and Taylor Swift when it comes to global reach, and fans thought his halftime slot was inevitable. Still, the backlash came fast and loud. Conservative voices started calling him un-American, claiming the NFL was ignoring its roots. Others took issue with his strong political opinions, from calling out Donald Trump to speaking up against harsh immigration laws. And let's not forget, most of his hits are in Spanish, which sparked fiery debates about what truly counts as American music. Now, everyone's arguing. Is the NFL finally embracing real diversity, or is this a sign that the cultural power in America is shifting for good? Bad Bunny's never been shy about where he stands, especially when it comes to Trump or social issues. He's always used his fame to make his voice loud and clear, turning interviews, performances, and even his lyrics into statements that spark conversation. That's what makes him one of the boldest and most politically vocal artists in mainstream music today. Back during the last presidential election, Bad Bunny made headlines when he publicly backed Kamala Harris. The timing was wild. It came right after a comedian at a Trump rally made disrespectful jokes about Puerto Rico. Both campaigns were desperately fighting for the Puerto Rican vote, especially in Pennsylvania, where nearly 500,000 Puerto Ricans live. So when Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, better known as Bad Bunny, reposted Harris's campaign clip to his 45 million Instagram followers, it hit like a political earthquake. But his activism didn't stop online. It spilled right into his art. In his recent video for Neva, there's a powerful scene where Trump's real voice plays in the background, and the visuals flip the script.
And emotional video from Little Village recorded Monday as ICE reportedly arrested a man despite pleas from his wife that he's in the United States.
Showing a version of Trump forced to apologize to immigrants, saying this country is nothing without the immigrants. That moment shook people. It's that kind of fearless creativity, mixing politics with pop culture, that defines Bad Bunny. But it's also exactly why his Super Bowl announcement has sparked such intense backlash from conservatives who feel he's too political for America's biggest stage. A big part of the outrage around Bad Bunny's halftime announcement comes from his strong and unapologetic stance on immigration, one of the most heated topics in America right now. He's been loud about his opposition to ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, and that's made him a lightning rod for controversy. For anyone unfamiliar, ICE is the federal branch responsible for enforcing immigration laws, deporting undocumented individuals, and running detention centers across the country. On paper, they claim their mission is about catching the bad guys, gang members, human traffickers, and dangerous offenders. But critics say that's only half the story. Many accuse the agency of tearing apart families, raiding peaceful communities, and treating ordinary immigrants like criminals. Under Donald Trump's presidency, ICE's actions became even more aggressive. And for many Latino communities, those years were traumatizing. Families lived in fear, children were separated from parents, and entire neighborhoods felt under siege. It was more than politics, and it was personal. So it's no surprise that artists like Bad Bunny have turned their art into protest. His resistance didn't stop at words. During his latest world tour, he completely skipped the continental U.S., performing only in Puerto Rico, his homeland, and a U.S. territory. That move spoke volumes. Fans saw it as a quiet rebellion, a statement that said, "I'll perform for my people, not for a system that disrespects them." And that's exactly what made conservatives furious.
That was the NFL's way of making it very official that Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny will headline the 2026 Super Bowl halftime show.
Fans immediately picked up on Bad Bunny's decision to skip U.S. cities, and they weren't quiet about it. Rumors flew fast, with everyone wondering why one of the biggest artists in the world would avoid performing in such a massive market. Then, in a recent interview, Bad Bunny finally spoke up and set the record straight. He said, "Honestly, yes, there are many reasons why I didn't show up in the U.S., and none of them were out of hate. I performed there many times. All the shows were amazing, incredible experiences. I love connecting with the Latinos living in the U.S. His words hit hard because they showed it wasn't wasn't about division, it was about direction. He explained that his residency in Puerto Rico gave fans from the mainland a chance to come to him instead, a move that not only empowered his home base, but gave U.S. fans a reason to reconnect with the island. Puerto Ricans and Latinos from the mainland could join the shows in San Juan or anywhere else in the world, he said proudly. Bad Bunny made it clear this setup gave him full creative control and protected him from the political pressure that comes with touring the U.S. But behind the scenes, there was also genuine fear that ICE agents could appear outside his concerts. He admitted that he and his team had talked about this seriously, worried for the safety of fans. That says everything about his mindset. He's not just chasing fame, he's protecting his people. For him, keeping his community safe matters more than selling out arenas. But now that he's officially headlining the Super Bowl, that decision is being re-examined under a much harsher spotlight.
I want to apologize to the immigrants in America. This country is nothing without Mexicans, Dominicans.
Conservative critics are coming out swinging, claiming Bad Bunny doesn't deserve the Super Bowl stage. They're pointing to his political activism and the fact that most of his songs are in Spanish, not English. To them, that somehow makes him unfit for what they see as America's most traditional spotlight. But the backlash only made the support louder from within the industry. Jay-Z, who helps run the halftime show through his Roc Nation partnership with the NFL, stood firm behind the choice. He called Bad Bunny an inspiration for everything he's done for Puerto Rico, reminding everyone that this isn't just a win for music, it's a win for representation. Bruno Mars also jumped in, posting on Twitter with an uplifting message of support, cheering Bad Bunny on to make history. And let's get one thing straight, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. That means Bad Bunny is just as American as the very people calling him out. The ignorance from some corners of the internet only made fans double down on their pride, turning this whole moment into a cultural statement. What Bad Bunny has done for Puerto Rico is monumental. Over the summer, he launched an insane 31-day residency that broke every expectation. 500,000 fans showed up, and the shows pulled in over $700 million for the island's economy. That's not just entertainment, that's transformation. It wasn't just about music either. It was about pride, identity, and power. Bad Bunny turned that residency into a full-blown celebration of Puerto Rican heritage, blending classic rhythms, local artistry, and national pride into one unforgettable movement. He proved that music can move more than people. It can move an entire economy. Because Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory, Bad Bunny's impact doesn't stop at the island's borders. It ripples straight back into the American economy, and that ripple has turned into a wave. This matters more than ever right now, especially with the U.S. facing a huge tourism slowdown. Reports say the country could lose close to $30 billion in international tourism revenue this year alone, a massive hit. Between rising flight prices, political tensions, and the constant complaints about U.S. customs being a nightmare, fewer visitors are coming. That's left big holes in spending. But guess what's keeping things alive? Entertainment, concerts, live events, and right at the center of that recovery is Bad Bunny's unstoppable influence. His shows are creating wild levels of demand. Fans are traveling from all over, flying to Puerto Rico just to see him perform live. Because he hasn't been touring the mainland U.S., people are literally taking vacations around his concerts, booking hotels, restaurants, and excursions. That's millions of dollars pouring back into the economy every single night he performs. When you break it down, Bad Bunny isn't just an artist, he's an economic engine. Every ticket, every hotel stay, every flight tied to his name boosts American spending. He's moving tourism, energizing industries, and reshaping how global fans engage with U.S. entertainment. This is why the NFL wanted him, not just for the music, but for the movement. Bad Bunny isn't just headlining a show, he's proving how one artist can shift economies, culture, and global attention all at once. Bad Bunny isn't just another performer, he's a full-blown global force. His crossover appeal is on a level most artists can only dream of. So when the NFL put him on that Super Bowl halftime stage, it wasn't just about putting on a show. It was a business move worth millions. Advertisers saw instant dollar signs. This wasn't just entertainment, it was strategy, expansion, and pure profit. The halftime show has always been about power and money, but with Bad Bunny in the mix, the game changes completely. His reach stretches far beyond the US. He pulls massive audiences from Latin America, Europe, and even Asia. The NFL isn't just getting Puerto Rico's pride on stage. They're tapping into a global economy. Every view, every stream, every hashtag tied to his name turns into exposure and revenue for the league. And that's exactly what so many of his critics are missing. They're still looking at the Super Bowl through this old school lens, like it's only for a certain type of American. But that idea is outdated. America's strength has always been its diversity. The Super Bowl isn't just a national moment anymore, it's a worldwide broadcast that represents the global melting pot the US has become. That's why the league keeps chasing stars with global magnetism. They already own American viewership. What they want now are new markets, new fans, and new profits. And Bad Bunny is the perfect bridge. He connects cultures, languages, and generations effortlessly. But there's another layer too. Beyond the music, Bad Bunny has made waves for breaking gender norms and speaking openly about identity. That boldness adds even more depth to why he's such a powerful and polarizing figure today. Bad Bunny doesn't fit into anyone's box. Not musically, not personally, not culturally. He's built his entire image around breaking boundaries and doing things his own way. In an interview a few years back, he said something that made people stop and think. It doesn't define me. At the end of the day, I don't know if in 20 years I will like a man. One never knows in life. But at the moment, I am heterosexual and I like women. That statement went viral because it showed how real and fearless he is when it comes to identity and self-expression. For many fans and culture watchers, his Super Bowl moment isn't just about the music, it's about what he represents. He's an artist challenging old school ideas of masculinity, shaking up outdated standards, and forcing society to rethink what it truly means to be a man in today's world. His presence on that stage is symbolic. It shows how far culture has come and how far it's still willing to go. But beyond gender and image, one of the biggest sources of controversy around Bad Bunny remains his position on ICE, the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. It's been one of America's most divisive political issues for years. Supporters claim ICE is necessary for national security, but critics argue it unfairly targets immigrant families and enforces policies that cause real pain and separation. Bad Bunny has never hidden where he stands. He's made it clear through his words, his art, and his actions that he sides with the people impacted the most. Some people say entertainers should just perform and stay out of politics, but that mindset misses the point. Artists are part of the culture. They reflect their communities and carry their stories into the spotlight. And with over 60 million Latinos living in the United States, nearly 19% of the entire population, it's impossible to ignore how powerful that representation truly is. For millions of fans, seeing Bad Bunny take the biggest stage in America isn't just entertainment, it's recognition. It's a moment that says, "We see you." That's the real power of music. It breaks borders, ignores language barriers, and cuts through political noise. When an artist reaches that level of influence, their entire culture rises with them, following them straight to the world's most watched platforms. Bad Bunny is living proof of that. The NFL Super Bowl halftime show has never been just about music. It's the biggest billboard on earth, carefully designed for maximum global impact. Every single performer is chosen with precision, not just for popularity, but for how much conversation they can spark and how many millions they can pull in. Think about when Beyoncé delivered her politically charged performance, or when Jennifer Lopez and Shakira made Latin pride the heartbeat of the show. Each time, the NFL knew exactly what it was doing, creating moments that stirred controversy, yes, but also skyrocketed ratings. And now Bad Bunny fits perfectly into that same legacy. He's not just a chart-topping artist, he's a walking headline, a cultural flashpoint that gets everyone talking. The controversy isn't hurting him, it's fueling the show's buzz. His involvement guarantees massive coverage across every network and social feed, from conservative outrage to fans celebrating representation. And that's exactly what the NFL wants. Global attention. Every debate, every tweet, every think piece adds to the hype. With Bad Bunny's name attached, those streaming numbers are guaranteed to hit the billions. The NFL knows exactly what it's doing. Bad Bunny's reach isn't limited to Puerto Rico or Latino fans, it's global. That's what makes this choice so powerful and strategic. It's not just about putting on a show, it's about blending culture, politics, and money into one massive world-shaking spectacle. For the league, the halftime show isn't a performance, it's an investment. And with an artist like Bad Bunny, that investment guarantees a major return. That's the reason he's so relevant right now. Even for people who don't understand every lyric, the impact of his music is impossible to ignore. His energy, stage presence, and cultural weight prove that English isn't the only language that can dominate the American mainstream. He's showing the world that sound, rhythm, and authenticity speak louder than any translation ever could. But this also reveals something deeper, just how political the music industry has become. These days, every performance gets dissected through social and cultural debates, not just judged by talent. Still, no matter how loud the backlash gets, nothing suggests it's slowing him down. Bad Bunny's record as a performer is unmatched, and once he hits that Super Bowl stage, it's only going to take him higher. For the Latin community, this isn't just another show, it's a milestone. It's a celebration of language, rhythm, pride, and legacy finally being seen on the biggest stage in the world. From the beats to the fashion, from the attitude to the influence. Latin culture built so much of what's trending today, and this moment puts that front and center for everyone to see. So what do you think? Is this well-earned recognition or just another controversy stirred up by critics? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're feeling these unfiltered breakdowns, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell so you never miss the next story. See you in the next video.